to A Beginner's Guide to Clear Sky, Part 2, where we're going to be talking about a couple interconnected things, namely upgrades and factions. Wrong tab. Every faction, with the exception of the Renegades, you can be friends with, but not join. They also have unique perks if you join them. I don't really know what most of them are. I haven't gone through and been friends with everyone in different playthroughs, but I can say that being allied with one of them will make you an automatic enemy of the other. I mean, duty and freedom you should know, loners, bandits, pretty self-explanatory. But you can be on good terms with all of them. And one of the reasons that that's actually useful is the upgrades. Now, each mechanic can not only repair your stuff, but they can upgrade it. Every mechanic won't be able to upgrade everything all the way. And to better explain that, I'm going to go talk to Gray over here.
What's up? Remember, to be a good shooter, get your gun talking.
There we go. There's all these trees, and usually the way it works is one will be more of a precision, like trying to turn into a sniper rifle, and the other will be full auto run and gun type stuff. So you've got increased rate of fire, more increased rate of fire, more increased rate of fire, less recoil, and stuff like that for the full auto. And flatness, accuracy, and recoil reduction. The recoil reduction is also usually part of the full auto, but the others are for the snipers. You can get, you actually have to,
enough duct tape to patch the whole zone up if need be.
Gray, shut up. You actually have to buy, I moused over, yeah, the underbarrel, the scope, I think you have to buy an upgrade for the suppressor, but I could be wrong there. And the reason that the upgrades are really useful, as well as the ability to repair your stuff, is because you end up with a couple weapons that are good for almost anything. And I mentioned the artifact containers. Well, here they are. You'll notice that the starting leather jacket only gets 2. The list of ones that get to use all 5 is pretty short, so choose your artifacts carefully. And then there's stuff like that where you change the caliber. All these upgrades are permanent. So one mistake I make every single playthrough is this threaded barrel. I don't use shotguns with slug or dart rounds. I use them with buckshot. And every single time I'm upgrading a shotgun, be it the starting shotgun, the Chaser 13, or the SPOS 14, I will invariably, just every single time, click on the barrel modification that gives it 50% accuracy. Don't do what I do every playthrough and read the whole thing every time. Otherwise you end up with something that is really heavily upgraded that you've put a lot of time into, and you have to go buy another one. Now, by that same token, if you just really like using shotguns, you can get 2 shotguns. That you're given a lot of freedom now to just kind of toy around with different loadouts for the upgrades. But one thing I forgot that is very important: not all upgrades are immediately available.
What's up?
Hello, Gray. The mechanics will have these do you have any work? That will unlock
Well,
their
good one.
it won't unlock their specialization, but for example, Gray asks for stuff for the Clear Sky armor and the Viper 5. It's always related to either something that they're exclusive to or is their specialization. For some reason, this is one of the few times I'm going to drop a spoiler. For some reason, the bandits mechanic, their mechanic is the one that can fully upgrade the Seva suit. I do not know why. That's the way it is. He's the only one that can fully upgrade a Seva suit. Spoiler out of the way. The things that you're looking for, I already picked one up just doing the tutorial. These are what you take to the mechanics. There's tons and tons of them, but only the mechanic that asks for it can use it. So I can't take the Seva suit stuff here and have Gray suddenly understand how to do it. It's just not done that way. And I don't think you can accidentally sell it. Let's try it and make sure that you can. Oh, it doesn't.
Have a safe trip.
Yeah, you can't trade them. And the Renegades are the only faction, I think I already said this, but the Renegades are the only faction you can't join. They're always super hostile. The Bandits you can sign up with. You can sign up with all the other ones. And I think you can even come back and re-sign up with Clear Sky. That's one, again, I might be wrong on the factions, because I discovered with the factions war that unlike what you can do, or what you kind of do as part of the tutorial, which is liberate the swamp, you can't really defeat your enemy. So you sign up with Clear Sky here, there will always be like one squad of renegades somewhere in the swamp. Bandits you can never fully kick out of the garbage, and you can't fully kick loners out of the cordon. You just can't. And when I discovered that, I more or less stopped paying attention to the faction war. But other than that, the only thing to note is, because of the upgrades, there are fewer unique weapons, and good old Nimble is the one that gives you or you can buy. Oh wait, wrong dialogue. One of these dialogue options, I don't know if it's now or later, but at some point you can talk to Nimble and he will sell you stuff like the black kite. I think it's still possible to stumble across it, but don't quote me on that one. The big important takeaways are you can't take a flash drive to any mechanic. So if you're a real poster boy for duty or freedom, and you get your hands on, you know, a Seva suit, well, you better still be on speaking terms with the bandits because you'll need their help. Or if you want to use the advanced clear sky armor that I think everyone over here has right now, except me, you have to bring it to Gray. You can't hand it off to the mechanics in your base. Only specific mechanics. And the other thing is the upgrades are permanent for each weapon, so choose wisely. And on that note, I will see you next time.